Owning an aircraft is certainly one of the most fulfilling experiences one can have. And if you're using it for business, it can be one of the most useful tools that can help you advance your enterprise. I have often been asked what the best aircraft is, and there is never one answer. A lot of factors certainly come into play. In this episode, I take a look at 4 different aircraft with different mission profiles, do a test flight across the country, and show you what to expect when you finally decide to get the aircraft of your dreams. Since aviation developed, key people in organizations have realized the advantages of having a private aircraft. Some travel demands that cannot be met by regular passenger air service are easily solved by the speed and flexibility that having your own aircraft offers. Deciding on which aircraft to buy is certainly a big decision, but it doesn't have to be a daunting task. I have been around airplanes most of my life and have flown a good number of different types. From sport flying to business flying. I have seen firsthand each airplane's unique features and how they can be maximized depending on the kind of flying you want to do. So let's take a look at 4 different aircraft with varying purposes, which I believe are a good match for the Philippine setting. The light business jet Embraer Phenom 300E, the twin turboprop Beechcraft King Air 350i, the twin-engine Bell 429, and the single-engine Chips Aero GA8 Airvan. I was able to chat with Manfred of Embraer as the Phenom 300E arrived in Manila.
So Manfred, it's funny that a lot of people tend to decide on the airplane they're buying based on looks, based on what my friend has, or based on my budget. Yes. What do you think of this?
Yeah, no, it's pretty true. A lot of people don't really research enough into the aircraft. It's a lifestyle choice. People can make use of aircraft to save them time, and the best way of doing this is to have a look at what your mission profile really is.
Number 1.
Yes.
Yes.
Where are you flying? And,
distances.
Yes. And what kind of airports do you fly into? How many people do you need to carry? And then you decide from that and narrow down the types that are available.
The Phenom 300E is the enhanced version of the 300. One of the world's best-selling business jets.
We've had the benefit of starting something from scratch with that aeroplane, so the clean sheet design, and it's been improved now with the new 300E.
I got the chance to use the Phenom 300E on a recent trip to Davao. The aircraft has the same smooth and powerful performance, but with a complete interior makeover. Inside a generous cabin space, you will find that the center aisle is now 3 inches wider. With newly designed diamond upholstered seats, cleverly placed drawers, and improved display mechanisms. The 300E's redesign does not stop at the cabin. The aircraft is the first to use the new touchscreen Garmin technology with bigger panel displays. Most of the old push buttons and twist knobs have been incorporated into a pair of high-resolution touchscreen controllers to manage many different tasks. The advantage of having a jet is, of course, the speed. And you can always climb higher above the weather. Having a jet is also more efficient if you are aiming for long-distance flights. The 300 East range can easily take you from Manila to Australia, Singapore, or Japan on a single refuel. Of course, if you have a bigger budget and flying for long distances, you may want to consider a mid-sized jet like the Legacy 500. A stand-up cabin, fully equipped galley and restroom ensures comfort during a long flight. What would normally be a 2-hour flight to Davao on a turboprop took us only an hour and a half on the jet. We soon arrived at the general aviation area of the Davao Airport. We were met by my good friend and fellow aviator, JJ Barcia. JJ and I go a long way back, and I knew his father, Michi Barcia, very well. I was glad to see that he still kept his father's old office, which held a lot of mementos.
You know my dad very well. Main business, aerial spraying for banana farms.
And he started that here in Davao.
And he started that here in Davao. And we've been doing that to date about 53 years. Started it in 1968.
Wow.
Making use of the legendary Boeing PT-13 Stearman, modified to an aerial sprayer, Michi Barcia was the first to attempt agricultural aviation as an independent service offered to plantation growers. Many doubted the idea, but he was able to prove that his concept was truly efficient, operating a fleet of 27 PT-13s from 1954 to 1968. Boosting the industry and solidifying the banana exporting business here in Mindanao. This is a good example of choosing an aircraft that fits the mission profile he had in mind and applying the necessary modification to fulfill the job.
But of course, your dad is the most famous fellow when it comes to Mindanao's adventure and exploration. I remember he was hunting, I think the crocodile was bigger than Lolong at that time.
At that time, yes, that's what they said. Before Daddy entered into his flying career, he was a professional hunter. He did this for a living.
This crocodile has eaten 38 people.
That's what the villagers claim.
Wow.
It's great to see how they were able to preserve the memory of one of the Philippines' pioneering aviators. Meanwhile, the Embraer 300E has been attracting a lot of attention in the hangar, with everyone marveling at its sleek design and new features. In the meantime, JJ and I went for lunch, and he knew just where to take me.
Hi.
I'm
Yeah.
here.
Nice meeting you. Yeah, I've been expecting you here.
We never miss a chance to go to this Yellowfin Tuna.
Thank you very much.
The last time I saw Ken was when I rode motorcycles and flew ultralights with the riding and flying group on any Sunday Riders Club. I was glad to see his bike displayed at the restaurant he owned. Ken's foray into the restaurant business came almost by accident. He noticed that visiting dignitaries would come and eat at a steakhouse, while their entourage went somewhere else to eat.
Alam mo, isa lang ang governor, ang bodyguard, 3 pick-up.
Yes.
Pero sabi ko, ang kinain ito governor, kaya lang gawain ito. Sigurado yung 3 pick-up na yun, kahit na 100 per headline, mas malaki pa. Di ba?
Yes.
They specialize in Davao's abundant seafood and home-cooked specialties. I couldn't help but try every single dish, especially the ones like the tuna tail and tendon, which is not usually served elsewhere. All in all, it was a quick and productive trip, made easier by having a light business jet like the Phenom 300E. Up next, I put the new Bell 429 through its paces, and take the King Air on a trip to Iloilo, checking out both aircraft's new features and capabilities.